Queen Elizabeth II has been accused of breaking her uncle's heart by denying his dying wish to grant his wife the title of HRH. A new documentary has revealed that the Queen visited her favourite uncle, the Duke of Windsor, in his final days in Paris in 1972 and rejected his request to grant his wife, Wallis Simpson, the HRH title. The Duke's nurse, Julie Alexander, spoke in the documentary, stating that he was heartbroken by the rejection. The Duke had famously abdicated the throne in 1936 out of love for Wallis, who was an American and divorced. His request to marry Wallis, while still undergoing divorce proceedings with her second husband, led to a constitutional crisis that culminated in his abdication. Following his abdication, Edward was made the Duke of Windsor by his brother, the new King George VI, and granted the style of His Royal Highness. However, his 1937 marriage to Wallis and their decision to settle in France led to the King's decision to issue letters patent denying Wallis the style of Her Royal Highness. The Duke's relationship with Wallis was scandalous when it first emerged. The proposition to marry her while her divorce proceedings with her second husband was still ongoing sparked the constitutional crisis that culminated in his decision to abdicate. Despite the King's decision to issue letters patent, Edward was given a tax-free allowance from his brother that went some way to maintaining their lavish lifestyle. The Queen's rejection of the Duke's dying wish has brought back into the limelight the historical tale of the Duke and Duchess of Windsor. However, last summer, a historian claimed that Edward had opted to abdicate because his father's treatment of him had made him a rebel who did not have the self-discipline to be king. Speaking at the Chalk Valley History Festival, historian Professor Jane Ridley said the royal's shocking decision to step back from duties stemmed from the fact that his father had made no attempt to prepare him for being king. The four princes, including Edward and the future King George VI, were terrified of their father, who would shout at them for being 5 minutes late for dinner. George V made no attempt to prepare his son for being king, and as a result, Edward rebelled against his father's idea of kingship. He thought his father was a silly old thing, and he became what he was, a rebel. When he became king, he realised he didn't want to do it, couldn't do it, and didn't have the self-discipline to do it. The story of Edward and Wallis is a captivating tale of love and scandal that has continued to intrigue people for decades. The Queen's rejection of the Duke's dying wish has brought the historical tale back into the limelight. However, it is also essential to understand the underlying reason behind Edward's abdication. His father's treatment of him made him a rebel who did not have the self-discipline to be king. This historical tale serves as a reminder that the actions of one generation can have a profound impact on the next. George V's treatment of his son Edward created a chain of events that led to one of the most significant moments in British history.